You are 14 years old, walking down the hallway at school, and some absolute clown in your friend group goes, "Bro, do you have a girlfriend yet?" And suddenly you feel like the biggest loser on the planet for simply not having one, like it's a personal failure. Like you forgot to complete some mandatory level of being a human being, and now everyone can see it. And it gets in your head. It genuinely gets in your head. And then you start acting weird around girls because you need them to like you. And acting weird because you need something from someone is the fastest way to guarantee you never get it. And then you start doing the dumb stuff. You start changing how you talk, changing how you dress, changing your whole personality based on what you think some girl wants from you. And none of it works because it's all fake and people can tell. The version of you that's trying to be impressive is infinitely less interesting than the version of you that just exists without caring. But nobody tells you that at 14. They just let you suffer through it and figure it out the hard way. So, here's the actual guide. No soft stuff, no just be yourself garbage that tells you nothing. The real steps, in order. Starting with the most important one that nobody wants to talk about. Step 1. Quit the corn. I talked about this in another video, so I'll keep it quick. But this is the foundation of everything and you cannot skip it. If you are regularly watching porn, you are walking around with a completely fried perception of women and you don't even realize it. Your brain has been trained on fake, artificial instant stuff, and now when you're standing in front of an actual real girl who is a real person with a real personality, your brain doesn't know what to do with that. You get weird, you get nervous, you start looking at her like she's supposed to perform something instead of just talking to you. And women can feel that energy immediately. They can't explain it, but they feel it. And it makes every interaction with you feel off in a way they can't put their finger on. Quitting the corn doesn't just fix your brain. It fixes the way you see women, and that changes the way you talk to them, and that changes everything. You cannot build anything real on a foundation that's been completely cooked by a screen. So if you're watching that stuff regularly, stop. That's step 1. Full stop. Step 2. The best friend rule. And I need you to actually think about this one because it contains the most infuriating truths in the entire history of talking to girls. Here's the pattern. There is a girl you like. You've been thinking about her for 3 weeks. You've rehearsed what you're going to say. You've thought about every possible version of the conversation. And then she walks by and you say something weird or nothing at all, or you say hi and your voice does something it has never done before in your entire life, and you go home and think about it for 4 days. And then there's a different girl. One you're not trying to impress. One you just see as a person. One you talk to the same way you talk to your friends, which means you're making dumb jokes and saying whatever is actually in your head without running it through 17 filters first. And she's the one who texts you first. She's the one who actually seems interested. And you're sitting there completely confused because you weren't even trying. That is not a coincidence. That is not a cruel accident. That is the whole thing. That is the entire lesson in one real example. When you talk to someone without needing anything from them, you are relaxed, you are funny, you are yourself, and people are genuinely attracted to that. Not the face you're putting on, not the performed version of cool, just you, running on autopilot, not caring enough to be nervous. That's what works. And here's the brutal part I have to be honest about. If you are sweating through your shirt and shaking just trying to say hi to a girl you like, you are not getting a girlfriend. Not from that energy. I don't care how good your intentions are or how much you like her. Desperation is visible. It makes people uncomfortable, and it will end the interaction before it starts every single time. The only guys who get away with being nervous wrecks are the ones who are genetically blessed to a point where the other person overlooks everything else. Most of us are not those guys, so we have to fix the energy. And here's the specific thing that trips most guys up. They think they need a perfect opener, a perfect line, some specific combination of words that will make the interaction go the way they want it to go. So they rehearse it. And then when the moment comes, they say the rehearsed version instead of just talking, and it sounds exactly like what it is, which is a person reciting something they memorized. And people feel that. Nobody wants to feel like they're on the receiving end of a script. Talk to girls exactly how you talk to your best friend. Not because it's a trick, because it actually works. And because the moment you stop treating every interaction like it's the most important thing that has ever happened, the interactions start going a lot better. Step 3. Keeping her. Getting a girl's attention is genuinely the easier part of this whole thing. Keeping it and keeping her actually interested once she's around, that's where most guys completely fall apart. Here's the truth about this. If your whole personality is just being available, agreeable, and completely focused on her, you will be boring within 2 weeks, and she will start going distant and you won't understand why. Women are not attracted to guys who have nothing going on. They're attracted to guys who are building something, working towards something, who have a direction their life is moving in, even if it's not fully there yet. Hit the gym. I'm not saying this because of how it makes you look, I'm saying it because of how it changes the way you carry yourself. A guy who actually works out walks differently, talks differently, takes up space differently. It's not vanity, it's the physical output of putting effort into yourself. And people notice it without even knowing what they're noticing. Start something. A business, a channel, a skill. Anything where you are building and improving and moving forward. Because a guy who has a project and a purpose is interesting. A guy whose whole life revolves around whether a girl texts back is not. Play a sport. Join something, have a life that exists outside of whoever you're interested in. Not as a strategy, because a full life is genuinely more attractive than an empty one, and also because you deserve to have something going on regardless of anyone else. And look, I know some of you are sitting there going, all right, easy for you to say, and you're about to make a list of reasons why this doesn't apply to you specifically. So I need you to look at the screen right now. This is a photo of what my lazy ass looked like 2 years ago before I started taking any of this seriously. And this is me right now. Same person. Different choices made consistently over time. I'm not standing here as someone who had it all figured out from the start. I'm standing here as someone who was exactly where you are and just started doing the things instead of thinking about them. None of this is complicated. Quit the corn. Talk to people like a normal human being instead of an auditionee, and build a life worth showing up to. That's it. The rest mostly handles itself.